Hi there, welcome to the Perfume Experience. My name is Rodney, and today we're going to review a fragrance from a fellow fraghead, and it's by a company or it's by a startup called as Alpha Fragrances. And I'm talking about this beautiful fragrance called as Intoxicafe. And on this particular video, we're going to figure out what are the notes of this particular fragrance, what's the scent profile, and what are the performance. And in terms, we will try and do a pro and con kind of a video to figure out how good this particular fragrance is. And let's get started right after this intro. So Intoxicafe by Alpha Fragrances has got some very interesting notes, and that's what got me very curious about this particular fragrance. Let's do a couple of sprays and I'll kind of tell you, give you a breakdown of the notes. Now right at the top, this has got Jamaican tobacco. It's also got pure malt extract. And in the mid, it's got rose and it's got coffee. So roasted coffee and cardamom. And in the base, it's got Madagascar vanilla. Now, when you are looking at all of these along with ISOE, you kind of already start to realize that this kind of, is sounding very, very interesting. So this is that way. Now, this particular fragrance, because of the tobacco note or a boozy note or a, coffee note or a cardamom note, will remind you that it's leaning towards a gourmand fragrance, so which is rightly so. Now, when you kind of sniff this particular fragrance, however, you kind of get that light boozy element along with a little bit of a creamy texture, and it will make you feel that as if you're sniffing coconut. Okay, maybe the combination of cardamom and all of that is bringing that part along with that vanilla and tobacco. Now the tobacco is a very sweet element to this particular fragrance, and it is quite calming, soothing kind of a fragrance that way. So that way it's really blended well. Now another thing is this is a EDT concentration. So this is at about, I think, 15% if I'm not wrong. So that way this kind of blend is really, really smooth and very nice. So when you kind of put this particular fragrance on, you don't really get that alcohol blast as such. You kind of get that the quality of the fragrance is really, really good, right? Now that way the scent profile is really nice. You get a very creamy texture to right at the top. You get that essence of tobacco, a little bit of that vanilla right at the top, and then you get a little bit of that coffee right in between. So it's more like a cold coffee feeling that you have, like a cappuccino, or sorry, not a cappuccino. So I would say any of the cold coffee or lattes that you kind of take, that feeling that you kind of get, that creamy vibe, that is what you get. And so that way it kind of, gets rounded off very well. The cardamom note is not very prominent, I would say. So on the top, you will definitely feel that little bit of that rose note coming across. So all that feeling comes together and you get a very linear kind of a fragrance going throughout, which is very, very good for winters. Now, having said that, this particular fragrance is it's very linear and it's got a good set of blend, note profile that works with this. Now, in terms of performance, where this particular fragrance is, is stepping behind, which is, for example, now because it's a EDT concentration, you get about 2 to 2.5 hours, 3 hours of, performance on your skin, on your apparel. It's a little more than that, maybe about 3.5, 4 hours time roughly. Now, while that's happening, the projection on this particular fragrance is a very soft bubble. Okay, so while it's a gourmand type of a coffee kind of a fragrance, it's not a loud beast kind of a fragrance. It's a very soft projection fragrance. So you will get a bubble around you for about 1 to 2 feet at max, and then this particular fragrance will keep lingering around you. So whenever there's a whiff of air, you will smell that. You'll smell it in the air, and you will keep getting that whiff of that slight coffee note with that slight rosy note. But like I said, it's a more linear note, so you will probably feel a little bit of that coconutty, boozy texture that comes across to you many times. Now, so one is, yes, it's a soft fragrance. The second part that I felt was because it is performing only about 2 to 3 hours time. That's another, flip side about this particular fragrance, where it's not really out there and loud. But why are we reviewing this particular fragrance if that is the case? Now, for the most important thing is that when a fragrance or when there's a startup that's doing a fragrance, a lot of times you need a lot of support for this particular house to try and figure out what are they doing right. Now on this particular fragrance, what I felt was the scent profile is really done well. The blend is really, really nice. The quality of ingredients is really, really good. So that way all of that is working towards this particular fragrance, and it's pretty good that way. What's not working is only the performance part and the projection part, which probably can be done better with an EDP concentration or an extract concentration, in the future. Now this particular house also is planning to bring about a couple of more fragrances as well, so that is something that I'm looking forward to. On the whole, I feel this will be a house that's got a lot of potential, can do good in the future when they work on this particular fragrance and make a lot of changes to it in terms of performance, and it will be really, really nice there. Now the best part about this particular fragrance, what I felt, was at the price point in which they're trying to bring this particular fragrance. Now having said that, it's got vanilla from Madagascar, pure malt extract, Jamaican tobacco, rose, roasted coffee, and all of those, and the blend is coming together. This EDT concentration 50 ml will cost you only 500 rupees shipped. So at 500 rupees shipped, you can get a 50 ml of this particular fragrance. This is a 10 ml decant or that I was sent for testing, and I'm giving my review based on this. But a 50 ml at 500 rupees is definitely very, very good buy, minus the performance issues. Now there is also going to be another flanker that might come up in the future, which is going to be an EDP concentration probably, and a couple of other fragrances as well. But for a fragrance that's on a startup level with the kind of quality that they're bringing for this particular juice of a fragrance, I think they're doing pretty good. So that has been my very quick review about Intoxicafe, a fragrance that blends coffee, boozy, tobacco notes together, and I think you will quite like it. You can definitely give this a try with a small 10 ml decant from Alpha Fragrances. The contact person is Lakshya Pandey. I will share his number. You can get in touch with him and try and get yourself this. So if you like this video, please hit the like and subscribe button. Do share your comments and thoughts about this kind of fragrances, indie houses that were trying to bring out artisanal kind of fragrances at a very good value proposition. So that way, this is really, really nice, I felt. So do let me know what are your thoughts. And you're watching The Perfume Experience. My name is Rodney. Take care.